Hello there, this is RomWills coming back at you with yet another video. Women always know the type of man they are dealing with. They always know. They always know. And this is kind of in response to somebody who disagreed with something I said in a car video weeks ago. I've done so many videos, but I was saying women always reading a man no matter what. Now this commenter disagreed because he was like, well, why they get caught up with bad boys? Why they get caught up with players? You get women, they know what they're dealing with, but see, they want the challenge of turning that bad boy into somebody good. They want the challenge of getting that player to not deal with other women. You get some women who are just straight up player tamers. They want the challenge. I even talked to some women about that recently. They think it's something so magic about their vajayjay that they can get that man to change up. But they know, no matter even if the man is hiding, no matter what he trying to do, because they reading everything about that man. Or if he ain't getting any play, trust me, they can tell, because they looking at everything. They always know. But surprise, surprise, if they fail in their mission, they fail in their challenge, they'll lie to another man. Ooh, imagine that. Women lying. Please. Like you get and I noticed this decades ago, because I knew some women who they got dogged out by a guy. And they be crying and stuff. I was like, you knew he was a dog when you met him. And some of the women admitted to it. They were like, yeah, but I thought I could change him. And then you get some women who will do that. I remember I wrote this article for, let me shout out O'Shea Duke Jackson for the Negro Manosphere. It's an article I was talking about, I forgot, what was the title of it? Women create players out here, something like that, with their actions. And this woman, she got mad about it. She hit me up on TikTok. And she was like, yeah, you gonna be my project. She told me straight up she's gonna change it. I was like, man, whatever. Women know what's up. Whether it's a player, whether it's somebody they have to build up, whatever. They always think it. See, understand one thing about women. Whenever they always about their agenda. I don't care who it is. Even when you want cooperation with your operation, you need that woman whose agenda is cooperation with your operation. They always about whatever they want to do. Even if you are one of these guys like a homosexual or something, that's still part of their agenda. They know what you are. They know if you're a bum, you ain't working or something, there's something they want from you. Because you do have some women out there, you know, you got some who gonna be player tamers, some, shoot, they wanna be that woman who's just gonna chill out at home or something. So they will get that guy. Women are reading every part of a man. You're not fooling a woman. That's why I say, and let me shout out Alan Roger Curry. May he rest in peace. Because he was like, yeah, you should just be honest with women. But this is what RomWills is saying. Be honest with women, because they reading that. They are reading that. I remember one time I hugged this woman when I was like going through a dry spell. And she could tell. She said, hell, you need a girlfriend, don't you? It's like, come on now. Come on. But see, when they talk to a guy, they get burned. Like you get a player team, they get played by that player. If they're around some guys, they'll be like, I didn't know he was a player, looking for some sympathy. And then the women around her already knew. This girl, you already knew, because you told us. It's like a situation, you get a player come in a room full of women, and they all know it, but they all competing with each other to get that player, to change him up, or to change that dude who's just on some bum shit, to like make him like act right, or to even bring that guy to religion. You get some women out there, they want to bring that guy to Jesus, Allah, Moses, the great pumpkin. That's their challenge or something. But they always know. The women always know. Shoot, Malcolm X said that in his book, The Autobiography of Malcolm X. They always know. They always know. Like they always know what type of man they want. When they're reading that man, cause see, understand something. They reading everything about that man, no matter what he's saying. Like if a man trying to leave with his wallet, but he don't have any money, they looking at his body language. They looking at how he looking at him, how he moving and everything. See, a man can't even fool him, try to say, well, I got this or that. That woman's reading him. That woman is reading him. Then they know. And I'm going to tell you what, RomWills is not sympathetic when they say, oh, I didn't know he was this or that. You knew he was a player when you met him. I remember my co-parent, before we even got together, before we even kissed, she said, you a player. You a player. I was like, yeah, she knows she. We weren't even like hanging out or anything around each other. We just be talking on the phone. Women know. But see, here, like I said, here's this thing. They'll get burned by that challenge. They'll lose that challenge. Then they'll look for sympathy, particularly from another man. Like here's a scenario. They get burned by that player. They couldn't change it. They meet that nice guy. They know he a nice guy because they reading everything about him. But they'll tell him whatever. They'll play that Miss Innocent role with him. It's like, I didn't know he was a player. And see, you get some, a bunch of what are colloquially known as save-a-hoe guys. And, you get some guys, they like, I want to save her. And they know that too. A woman's reading that too. So, they might deal with that guy just for a rest. But then as soon as another player come in the room, as soon as another player come into her environment, she wants that again. She just gonna try it with a different player. These women know, trust me, because they sitting around reading a guy. They sitting around talking with different guys. They looking at different things about a man. It's better just to be honest and just say, look, this is what you about, And I don't care what you say. You don't even have to say anything. They're looking at a man's behavior. They're looking at every little thing about him. And yes, they're looking at his shoes. They're looking at his clothes. And 4 billion men in the world, there might be some men who can actually fool a woman. But they very rare. They very rare. Very intelligent psychologically. But a woman always knows. A woman knows no matter what. Don't think you fooling a woman. Or don't think that if that woman come up to you and say, oh, I didn't know he was a player. Yes, she did. And he ain't even say anything to her. Women know. And, it is what it is. It just is what it is. That's why it's easier just to be honest with a woman. Because they know anyway. They know anyway. Because like I said, they read in every little part of him. They read in every single thing about that man. So that's, you know what? You know what you say? You just say, okay, this is you. Because if they wanted to deal with that bad boy, it's something about him. They wanted to deal with him. They wanted to deal with that player. There's something about him. Or that guy who will make a good husband, there's something about him. Women know, all right? Don't think they don't. They read in every single thing about them, all right? And yeah, like I said, surprise, surprise, women will lie to another man and say, oh, I didn't know he was a player. Oh, no, they'll do it innocent. They'll be like, I didn't know he was a player. Please, they knew what was up. I didn't know he was a bad boy. They knew. But they thought it was something so magic about that for JJ that they could change that man up. Always remember that. Always remember that. All right? So anyway, that's all I got for right now. Think about what I just said, all right? And I'll get back with y'all. Peace.